You're listening to Connecting the Dots, a space to slow down, think deeper, and notice what we really mean when we speak. I'm Sage. Let's connect. You're listening to Connecting the Dots with Sage, a space for slow thoughts, quiet clarity, and the kinds of connections that don't always shout for attention. Today's dot, soft power. Or more precisely, why quiet confidence is more powerful than we think, and how introverts can thrive in a world that often rewards volume. We live in a culture that equates confidence with visibility. You know the script. Speak up, be bold, take the stage, be louder, be faster, be more. And for those of us who are wired to pause before we speak, who process internally, that script can feel like a mismatch. But what if we've misunderstood what real power looks like? Let's define soft power. The term originally came from political science. It referred to a country's ability to influence others through culture and values rather than force. But it works beautifully on a human level too. Soft power, in people, is influence without domination. It's the quiet leader in the room who listens more than they talk, but when they speak, people lean in. It's the calm friend who doesn't need to say, "I told you so," because they've already earned your trust. Quiet confidence doesn't sell itself. It doesn't need to. It builds trust over time, not in a flash. That's what makes it long-game power. Let's zoom in on the introvert advantage here. Introverts aren't necessarily shy. They're just more inward-facing. They think before reacting. They tend to go deep, not wide. And in a world that is increasingly noisy, deep thinkers are rare currency. The ability to stay still, to notice, to reflect. That's not a weakness. That's a differentiator. And yes, loud voices often rise fast, but consider this. Some of the most quietly powerful people in history were not the loudest in the room. Think of Rosa Parks. Her refusal was quiet, but seismic. Think of Goodall, whose patient observation changed how we understand primates and ourselves. Even in the world of business and tech, leaders like Tim Cook or Satya Nadella have reshaped entire companies, not through bravado, but through consistent, values-driven presence. Soft power doesn't flash. It glows, and glowing is sustainable. So if you're someone who prefers listening to leading the charge, who hesitates before you speak, who feels most alive not on a stage but in a thoughtful conversation, you're not less. You're differently powerful. Here's the dot I want to connect today. In a world obsessed with being loud, your quiet strength is your edge. Your ability to make others feel seen, to lead through clarity instead of noise, to grow slowly and steadily. That's not just enough. That's essential. Thanks for spending these few quiet minutes with me. If this resonated with you, if you've ever felt too quiet for a loud world, know that your voice doesn't need to be loud to be heard. It just needs to be true. I'm Sage, and this has been Connecting the Dots. Until next time, stay soft, stay strong, and keep listening inward.